Good morning, my friends. So today we are going to drive from Telemly to Chevalley, to the Chevalley junction. I'm going to show you this interesting route, and we will be discovering new streets, new parts of Algiers. I mean, the more we drive, the more we get to know more of Algiers and its streets and neighborhoods. And today we are going to take this interesting route. Of course, it's going to be a round trip video where I will be driving back to Telemly. This is the Krimbel Kassem Boulevard, the main street of Telemly. This is I'm driving on the bridge, on the Telemly Bridge, known as the Telemly Bridge, which is in fact an apartment building. There is an apartment building underneath that bridge. And the good thing about Telemly is that every single space is exploited, is used in order to build something. It's either an apartment building or a market or a parking garage or just stairs or a stairway. So this is the Boulevard Krimbel Kassem. You can continue driving on it by taking the left, but we are driving onto this street here that will lead us to a part of Tagarin known as La Cité des Fonctionnaires. So what's this street called? Okay, this is a square here on the left. Sibeshir. Okay, the Sibeshir brothers. And there are these very narrow streets here that go all the way to Tagarin. It's a bit of an adventure today to explore some of the least explored parts of Algiers. Oh, I hope that it doesn't lead me into a dead end. No, there is a dead end on the left, I think. There is an apartment complex there. But just look how narrow this street is. Sometimes you might be a little bit I think that this is Ain al-Zabuja. Yes, this area of Telemly is known as Ain al-Zabuja, or so Ain means okay, Aslah Sliman. This is the Aslah Sliman street. So Ain means water spring and Zabuja means wild olive tree. So this is the Asla street, and of course there is another street known as Asla Hussein in central Algiers. I think that this is the first time I'm ever filming this street. You can see how narrow it is. There is that mosque-like house over there. Beautiful, but old. And some turns here are so sharp that you've got to maneuver a little bit in order to drive through them. It reminds me of one particular turn not very far from here, on the Chemin Poyan road. Bayou Said Street. It's not very far from here. It's part of Telemly. Just look at this road on the edge of it's a very bushy area. There is a very bushy area here. And I think that traffic goes in both directions around here. It does go in both directions. You can tell from the direction the parked cars are facing. There are very old houses here, very old houses. Cité des Fonctionnaires, or the civil servants' apartment complex, is on the top of this hill, behind these houses on the left. Such a beautiful area. And this street is Faradi Yahya, born in 1915 and he died in 1962. now we're driving towards a place known as Zitouna, or the olive tree. There is an oncoming car, so we've got to take turns to pass. There is a dead end here on the left, so we've got to take turns to pass. And I don't recommend you drive this street on a busy work day or a busy weekday. So this is the olive tree. I once took a picture of my wife here standing by this tree. There is no entry sign over there. This road will lead you back to the Karim Belkacem Boulevard. There is this beautiful square or roundabout here, and this street is known as Ukaour Rabah. I have already filmed the video where I drove this street in the opposite direction, and just look at how old some houses are and how bushy some backyards are. It's such a beautiful area of Algiers. So now if you take the right, that street will lead you to Chemin Poyand and back to Boulevard Karim Belkacem, but I'm taking the left in order to drive towards Tagarin, and you can see part of the building. There is a tip of one of the buildings of Cité des Fonctionnaires on the left over there, in the background on the left. See, it's a white building, apartment building. And now let's drive on in order to go to Tagarin. And this part of Algiers is known as Hanin. The street on the right will also lead you to Chemin Poyand. In fact, I think that this is where that street starts. Bayou Saïd, exactly. So Chemin Poyand starts here on the right, but we are taking this street here on the left, known as Hanin, traditionally or locally known as Hanin, named after a family that whose ancestor is known as Sahnun. Masoudi Abdul Wahab. This is the Masoudi Abdul Wahab street. This is one of the most interesting buildings in the area. It's the Al-Noor Mosque, Masjid Al-Noor, one of the most beautiful in Algiers. It can be seen from almost everywhere here in Algiers. This is Tagarin. This street here is known as Ben Nasser Hafnawi. There is a beautiful balcony here that overlooks the Orasi Hotel. You can see the Orasi Hotel from here. But the view is somewhat blocked by these tall eucalyptus trees on the right. There is a playground here, a very beautiful playground on this wide sidewalk. And now we will be joining the main road, the Ali Khouja Road, or the Ali Khouja Street. Fortunately, we can turn on the right. There is a stop sign here, so Central Algiers is on the right. You can go to Central Algiers via the Frans Fanon Street. It's on the right. So go back to Telemly, so to say. And now we've got to overtake that public bus, the white bus, before it leaves its stop. Otherwise, it's going to slow us down and block the view. And this is the Ali Khouja Street that will drive us straight to El Bir. So that area we have just driven through is both a shortcut and yes, it's a shortcut, but it could also slow you down a little bit because it's more practical to drive. You could even get lost there if you are not very familiar with all those streets. And you could only take those shortcuts when there is traffic, when the main streets are blocked. This is the Scala Mosque, and we are in this area known as Scala. The mosque is very beautiful. You can go to Bir Mourad via one of these streets on the right, but you could get lost. Be careful, you could get lost in the neighborhood of Scala because it's full of narrow streets. The hospital, the Bertrand Hospital, is on the right. And in order to drive there, you've got to take the next road on the right. We're still on the Ali Khouja street. If you want to, yes, you can drive left. There is a solid line here, but that road on the left will if you are driving in the opposite direction, that road on the left will lead you to back to Tagarin. So Bertrand Hospital is on the right. It's one of the main hospitals here in Algiers. And now we are entering the Alger area. You've got to pay attention when you are driving in this area. The balcony, the Saint Raphael balcony, is on the left. You can go to the left to go and visit that balcony. And when you are driving in these areas, you've got to pay attention to no entry signs. The road on the right will could eventually lead you to Bir Mourad. Okay. The road on the left will also lead you to the Saint Raphael balcony. You can see the minaret of the central mosque of Alger over there, and also the building, the AGB building in the background, with those diamond-shaped patterns. It's the tallest building in Algiers, 94 meters tall. And now we are approaching the Kennedy Square area, named after former US President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, to honor him for supporting Algeria's right for self-determination, for independence. I think that this is the Melika Gate Street. Not sure. So the Kennedy Square is on the left, but you can't take that. I mean, you can turn left. That's a one-way street. And now, if you want to go to Bir Mourad and Bouzeria, you take the right. You will be driving towards Bouzeria and Bir Mourad via the Talib Messaoud street, formerly known as Carnot. There is a bridge there known as the Carnot Bridge that will lead you to Bouzeria. So now we are driving straight towards Châteauneuf. And this is one of the busiest shopping streets of Alger. This is the central part of Alger. There is a chicken and fries restaurant here on the left, and also I'm not sure whether it's still open or not. I visited it once. And there's also a pizza parlor. This area is serviced by public buses. Now, if you want to visit the central part of El Bier and the square, the JFK Square, you take the left. There is also a pizza parlor here. Yes, Mega Pizza. It's over there on the right. A friend of mine recommended me that pizza parlor, so I will be visiting it soon with my family. There is a huge mini mart here. Okay, so now there is this gas station. Because today because there is no traffic, I'm going to drive straight. And this is the tallest building in Algiers. It's on the left, AGB building, the Arab Gulf building, the Arab Gulf Bank building. And okay, you could take, if you are driving towards Chevalley, then you could take that underpass as well in order to avoid traffic, because usually this square here is plagued with traffic. And Ben Aknoun is on the left, guys. If you want to drive to Ben Aknoun, you take the left. But because we are headed towards Chevalley, we're driving straight on. And this area is known as Châteauneuf. Which literally translates as Newcastle. There is a city known as Newcastle in England, in northern England. There is this beautiful apartment complex on the right. It's the first apartment complex that greets us in this area. The road is rough and bumpy here, and this is Chevalley. We are going to take now. If you want to drive on to Dil Ibrahim, you take that underpass. If you want to skip the roundabout. So now we are going to drive as far as. Okay, so Bebloued is on the right. You can take the right in order to go to Bebloued via Frévalon. This is a very important junction. Bouzria is on the right. Ben Aknoun is on the left. There is that beautiful mosque on the left, known as the Al-Arqam Mosque. It has that green dome, beautiful green dome, which is, which would remind you of the Nabawi Mosque, the mosque of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Medina. Medina is in Saudi Arabia, and it's one of the places that are visited by pilgrims when they go visit Mecca, when they perform the Muslim pilgrimage in Mecca, the Muslim pilgrimage known as Hajj. And this is Chevalley, guys, and now we are driving towards Clerval. We are going to turn around at that roundabout over there. It's a busy area. So now we are turning around here at Clerval in order to drive back to Telemly. I hope that my phone doesn't overheat. There is this beautiful mosque here, the Clerval Mosque. There is a beautiful garden on my left, the Clerval Garden. There is a bus stop here, a very important bus stop, with both private and public buses. Okay, let's drive back to Telemly via Ben Aknoun. It's going to be a little bit complicated, but we can afford that on a Friday morning. We've got to be careful here. That narrow sidewalk doesn't offer much space to pedestrians to walk, and they undertook some works and they didn't fix it. So now if you want to drive to Binaknoun from this area, you've got to take the first roundabout on which is here. Then you turn left. You've got to turn left at the first roundabout. Now if you want to go to Zeralda, you drive straight on. In other words, if you want to go to the Binaknoun highway, you drive straight on. That road will also lead you to Tel Ibrahim. And now we are entering the Binaknoun area. This road is going to lead us straight to one of the main roundabouts of Binaknoun. Now if you want to go to the central part of Binaknoun, to the area of the Al Mokrani High School, you take the right. But we are driving straight on. Now if you want to return to Chevalley, you take the left. Or you simply turn around that roundabout. This is the Les Asphodel apartment complex. There's a roundabout here in case you want to turn around and return to Chevalley. They have improved the roads here very much. I am pleased to see that. Just look at that beautiful building on the right. That beautiful building. Okay, this guy wants to cross the road. Well, in fact, they all want to cross the road. Okay. Let's let them cross the road without rushing them. The Les Asphodel apartment complex is here. And Asphodel is the name of a plant in French, of a flower. So there is this square here, and central Binaknoun is on the right. There is a college dorm here, and the Algerian Ministry of Public Works. The Binaknoun post office is here on the left. And now we are driving straight towards Algiers, straight back towards Algiers, in order to return to Telemly. That beautiful building here. It's a new building. I wonder what it's gonna be. Perhaps a hotel. Who knows? And Hydra is on the right, via the Hydra Valley. So the Hydra Valley is on the right, Val d'Hydra. And if you want to return to Binaknoun, you take the left. Binaknoun and Chevalley as well. So this is a very important road with many practical roundabouts that offer you the possibility to turn around and go back to where you came. and this street here heads straight towards Algiers. There are people walking their dogs on Friday morning. And now we are going to drive straight. No, I think that we can't. There is a solid line. Fortunately, I saw it. Thank God I saw it. Otherwise, I would have violated traffic rules. If you want to go to Hydra, you take the right. Hydra and Bir Mourad Rais via the Bashir al-Ibrahimi Street. But we are taking the left, driving towards the JFK Square, the John Fitzgerald Kennedy Square. This is one of the main streets of Hydra. Now there is a bus stop here, by the way, a bus station. Of Algiers, not Hydra, sorry. If I said Hydra, then sorry. This is Algiers, the central part of Algiers, and there is a bus station there, the main bus station of Algiers. It's located there because it's one of the widest streets, and JFK Square is on the left, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Square. And this is the Bugara Boulevard, one of the main streets of Algiers. And this part of the Bugara Boulevard is a shopping street. And it's super busy on weekdays. Today is a Friday morning, therefore there is no traffic. That's why I have chosen to drive through it. If we drove this route on an ordinary weekday, it would have taken us probably or at least an hour in order to do it. There is a kindergarten on the right, the Bugara Kindergarten. There is an intersection here. You've got to be careful. There is a mini mart here on the right, the Al Baraka mini mart with a small parking lot. That's why I like it, because it has a parking lot. You don't have to park on this boulevard, because usually on an ordinary weekday, it's virtually impossible to find a parking spot here. Virtually impossible. There used to be a balcony, I mean, that balcony on the right. Okay, on the right, that overlooks Algiers. Ouch! A declivity, a nasty declivity here in this place, because the soil keeps moving here. This area needs reinforcement works. There is a beautiful garden here on the right, known as the Tunis Garden, named after the Tunisian capital. The Saint Raphael balcony is on the left. It's a garden, but it's not accessible from here. You need to take a... I mean, I have a video where I'm showing how to drive there. You can check it on my channel. And yes, that balcony I just talked about is now closed. It's now closed by probably by the residents of that apartment building there, because maybe they don't like strangers to come and just stand there, idle about there. I don't know, but it's too bad. And now we're still on the Mohammed Bouguera Boulevard. The Poisson Street or the Poisson Road is on the right. It leads to it will lead you to the Bashir al-Ibrahimi Street if you want to go to Bir Mourad Rais. And now we will be driving back to Telemly via the Addis Ababa Square. There is a garden on the left, small garden for local residents. Ziryab Street is on the left, named after a polymath, a Muslim scientist or scholar of Muslim Spain, Ziryab, a musician and Muslim scholar. Okay, so this is the Addis Ababa Square. If you want to go to Champ de Manœuvre, Place du 1er Mai, you take the left. You drive through that underpass. But I'm taking the right because I'm driving on towards the square, the Addis Ababa Square, named after Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. So now we are going to turn around this roundabout. If you want to go to Hydra, you take the right. Okay, so if you want to go to Premier Mayday Square, you take the right here. But we are turning on in order to go to Franklin Roosevelt Street. If you want to go back to LPR, you take that underpass on the left. And now we are driving onto Franklin Roosevelt Street. Which extends on to become Bir Mourad Street. We are returning to Telemly. So this road here has been scraped in order to offer a better adherence to cars, to car tires. Okay, so this is the Palace of the People roundabout, and we are re-entering Telemly. This is the Karim Belkacem Boulevard. The Fine Arts Graduate School is on the left. There are two museums on the right, which are part of the Freedom or Parc de la Liberté, Freedom Park, Liberty Park. The street on the right will lead you to Bir Mourad. Okay, go ahead, sir. All right, guys. So we are back to where we started our trip. This interesting trip from Telemly to Chevalley, then back to Telemly again. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button in order to receive notifications about our future videos. If you have any suggestions to new videos, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Drive safely, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.